Is humanity truly native to Earth, or could we have originated from somewhere else in the cosmos? Join us in this fascinating exploration of Dr. Ellis Silver's groundbreaking theory that challenges conventional ideas of human evolution. Dr. Silver argues that certain human traits, like back pain, sun sensitivity, and childbirth difficulties, suggest we might not be perfectly adapted to Earth's environment, hinting that we could have been brought here by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. But that's not all. We also dive deep into the ancient Sumerian Annunaki creation myth, which describes how gods from the heavens allegedly created humanity. Could this myth be more than just a story? Could it be a clue to our true origins? Explore how this ancient narrative aligns with Dr. Silver's theory and the ongoing debate about whether humans might have extraterrestrial roots. In this comprehensive breakdown, we cover the key points of Dr. Ellis Silver's theory, scientific explanations for human adaptation, the ancient Anunnaki creation myth and its possible connection to extraterrestrial intervention, whether ancient astronaut theories could hold some truth, and the potential implications for the future of human understanding and space exploration. Watch now to uncover the mysteries of our origins and decide for yourself. Are we truly from Earth? Or is there more to the story? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start our amazing journey. Ellis Silver's theory and its scientific explanation. The idea that humanity may not have originated on Earth is both fascinating and controversial. This provocative theory, put forth most notably by Dr. Ellis Silver, challenges long-held beliefs about human evolution and our place in the universe. While science generally supports the theory of evolution, Dr. Silver offers an alternative view, suggesting that humanity might not be native to Earth, but instead originated elsewhere in the cosmos. His ideas are reminiscent of ancient myths, including the Anunnaki creation myth, raising intriguing questions about the origins of humanity and the potential influence of extraterrestrial beings on early human civilization. This essay explores Dr. Ellis Silver's theory in depth, analyzing its scientific underpinnings and addressing the controversial hypothesis that the ancient Anunnaki creation myth could be rooted in some factual basis. This exploration covers key points of Dr. Silver's theory, its criticisms, the Anunnaki myth, and how these ideas intersect with modern science and ancient beliefs. Dr. Ellis Silver's theory: humanity did not originate on Earth. Dr. Ellis Silver, an ecologist with a doctorate in environmental science, presented his theory in the book Humans Are Not From Earth, a scientific evaluation of the evidence. In it, Silver argues that certain characteristics of the human species suggest we are not native to this planet. He identifies a range of physical, psychological, and behavioral traits that, according to him, point to our extraterrestrial origins. Physical traits as evidence of non-earthly origins. Silver examines several human characteristics that he believes do not fit the evolutionary history of life on Earth. Here are some of the key points he discusses. Back problems. Humans commonly suffer from chronic back pain, which Silver suggests is a result of evolving in a lower gravity environment. The assumption here is that our bodies are not ideally suited to Earth's gravitational forces. Back pain might therefore be an indication that humans evolved on a planet with weaker gravity. Sun sensitivity. Unlike most native Earth species, humans are highly susceptible to damage from the sun's ultraviolet radiation. Prolonged exposure causes sunburns, skin cancer, and other health issues. Silver argues that if humans were truly native to Earth, we would have evolved better natural defenses against the sun, like many other animals. Difficulties in childbirth. Another key point in Silver's theory is the difficulty humans face in childbirth, especially compared to other species. Human babies are born with large heads, often causing complications during delivery. Silver suggests that this might indicate that humans evolved in an environment with different reproductive pressures, or perhaps on a planet where childbirth was easier. Human psychology. According to Silver, humans exhibit certain psychological traits, such as dissatisfaction with Earth's environment, that point to our origins elsewhere. Many people feel out of place or disconnected from nature, unlike other animals that seem well adapted to their environments. He argues that this could be because we are not fully adapted to life on this planet. Environmental incompatibilities. Silver also points to several ways in which humans appear poorly adapted to Earth's natural environment, food and diet. Humans often struggle with digesting certain foods, and many are prone to dietary-related illnesses such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. According to Silver, this may indicate that the foods available on Earth are not perfectly suited to the human digestive system, hinting that our species may have originated in an environment with different nutritional resources. Diseases. Silver highlights the human vulnerability to a wide range of diseases, from common colds to chronic illnesses like cancer. While all species are susceptible to diseases, Silver suggests that the extent of human vulnerability might imply that our immune systems are not well adapted to Earth's specific pathogens. Circadian rhythms. Humans have a natural body clock that runs on a 24-hour cycle, but there is evidence suggesting that the human circadian rhythm is closer to 25 hours. A discrepancy that Silver believes could point to extraterrestrial origins. He posits that this slight misalignment may indicate that humans evolved on a planet with a longer day. Based on these observations, Silver proposes that humans were brought to Earth by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization between 60,000 and 200,000 years ago. He speculates that Earth may have been chosen as a suitable habitat for our species, or possibly a temporary home. Silver stops short of specifying which extraterrestrial race might have seeded humanity on Earth, but his ideas echo ancient astronaut theories, which suggest that extraterrestrial beings have interacted with humans throughout history. Despite the appeal of Silver's ideas to some, his theory has been widely criticized by the scientific community. Most mainstream scientists argue that there is no substantial evidence to support the claim that humans originated elsewhere in the cosmos. Here are some of the key criticisms. Evolutionary biology. The overwhelming consensus in the scientific community is that humans evolved on Earth through a process of natural selection. Fossil records show a clear progression from early hominins to modern humans, and genetic evidence supports the idea that all life on Earth shares a common ancestor. Adaptation to Earth's environment. Many of the traits Silver points to, such as back pain or sun sensitivity, can be explained by evolutionary trade-offs or modern lifestyles. For example, back pain might result from the fact that humans evolved to walk upright relatively recently in evolutionary terms, and our bodies are still adjusting. Similarly, humans did evolve mechanisms to protect against UV radiation, such as increased melanin production in people from regions with high UV exposure. Diseases and human susceptibility to certain diseases or dietary problems may simply reflect the fact that modern lifestyles and diets have changed rapidly in a short time, outpacing natural evolutionary adaptations. For instance, diseases like heart disease and diabetes are often linked to sedentary lifestyles and processed foods, which are not reflective of the hunter-gatherer environments in which humans evolved. While these criticisms are valid from a scientific standpoint, Silver's theory continues to attract attention, particularly among those interested in alternative explanations for human origins. This brings us to the question of how ancient myths, particularly the Anunnaki creation myth, might relate to his ideas. The ancient Sumerians, who lived in Mesopotamia around 4000 BCE, left behind a rich cultural legacy, including myths about the origins of humanity. One of the most famous of these is the myth of the Anunnaki, a group of gods who played a key role in the creation of humans, according to Sumerian texts like the Enuma Elish. Who were the Anunnaki? In Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki were a pantheon of gods associated with the heavens, earth, and the underworld. These gods were believed to have immense power and played a central role in shaping the world and humanity. The Anunnaki were often depicted as larger-than-life beings who came from the sky, which has led some to speculate that they were ancient astronauts, extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in the distant past. The creation of humanity. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Anunnaki myth is the story of how they created humanity. According to the myth, the god Enki, along with the goddess Ninhursag, created humans to serve the gods by doing their work on Earth. This creation narrative bears some resemblance to the idea of genetic engineering, leading proponents of ancient astronaut theories to suggest that the Anunnaki were actually extraterrestrial beings who used advanced technology to create or modify early humans. In this context, Silver's theory that humanity originated elsewhere in the universe could be linked to the Anunnaki myth. If the Anunnaki were extraterrestrial beings who created or modified humans, this would align with the idea that humans are not native to Earth. Could the Anunnaki myth be based on reality? While the Anunnaki myth is considered by most scholars to be a religious story rather than a literal historical account, some proponents of the ancient astronaut theory argue that it could contain elements of truth. They suggest that the myth may be a symbolic retelling of real events, in which extraterrestrial beings, the Anunnaki, visited Earth and played a role in the development of human civilization. There are several points that these theorists highlight. Advanced knowledge. The Sumerians had advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics and engineering, which some believe they could not have developed without outside help. The precision with which they mapped the stars and planets has led some to speculate that they had contact with extraterrestrial beings who shared this knowledge with them. Large-scale structures. The construction of massive structures like the ziggurats of Mesopotamia, as well as later pyramids in Egypt and Mesoamerica, has been linked to the influence of the Anunnaki. Proponents of the ancient astronaut theory argue that these structures would have been difficult to build with the tools and techniques available at the time, suggesting the possibility of advanced extraterrestrial assistance. Scientific skepticism. Most scientists and historians remain highly skeptical of the idea that the Anunnaki myth is based on real events. They argue that ancient myths should be understood in their cultural and religious context, rather than interpreted as literal accounts of extraterrestrial encounters. Additionally, there is no physical evidence to support the idea that the Sumerians or any other ancient civilization had contact with extraterrestrial beings. Intersection of Dr. Silver's theory and the Anunnaki myth. While Dr. Silver's theory and the Anunnaki creation myth come from very different sources, there are several intriguing intersections between the two that make the discussion of humanity's origins both compelling and controversial. Dr. Ellis Silver's hypothesis, though based largely on observations of human physiology and psychology, indirectly echoes ancient myths like the Anunnaki story. Together, they form a narrative where humanity might have been introduced to Earth by advanced extraterrestrial beings, possibly through intentional intervention or colonization. Extraterrestrial intervention in human development. Both Dr. Silver's theory and the Anunnaki myth suggest the possibility of extraterrestrial involvement in human development. According to Silver, humans may have originated on a different planet and were brought to Earth by an advanced civilization. Similarly, the Anunnaki myth describes powerful beings who came to Earth from the heavens and created humanity for their purposes. Genetic engineering proponents of the ancient astronaut theory have long speculated that extraterrestrial beings could have genetically engineered early hominins to create modern humans. This idea draws parallels with the Anunnaki myth, where gods like Enki and Ninhursag supposedly crafted humans from clay and divine essence. While Dr. Silver doesn't explicitly endorse the genetic engineering theory, his proposition that humans may not be native to Earth leaves room for the possibility that some external force played a role in shaping human evolution. Advanced technology. The Anunnaki myth describes gods with abilities far beyond what ancient humans could comprehend, which some interpret as a metaphor for advanced technology. The idea of extraterrestrials using advanced technologies to modify or relocate humans to Earth fits within the framework of Silver's theory. These ancient stories may be symbolic representations of real, technologically advanced beings who interacted with early humans, as Silver suggests. Temporal framework and human evolution. One of the major challenges to both Dr. Silver's theory and the Anunnaki hypothesis is the question of timing. The scientific record shows that modern humans evolved on Earth over millions of years, with the most direct ancestors of Homo sapiens appearing around 200,000 years ago. This timeline is well supported by fossil evidence and genetic research, which traces human ancestry through a clear evolutionary path on Earth. However, proponents of these alternative theories argue that gaps in the fossil record and unexplained anomalies in human development might indicate external influence. For example, they point to the rapid development of human cognition, culture, and technology within the last 50,000 years as evidence that something unique may have occurred, whether it was an extraterrestrial intervention or a rapid evolutionary jump. Dr. Silver speculates that humans could have been brought to Earth between 60,000 and 200,000 years ago, aligning loosely with the timeline of Homo sapiens' emergence. This suggestion opens the door to speculation about whether external forces played a role in our evolutionary timeline, either through genetic intervention or direct transplantation to Earth. Scientific explanations versus speculative theories. While both Dr. Silver's theory and the Anunnaki myth propose alternative origins for humanity, mainstream science remains deeply skeptical. Evolutionary biology, anthropology, and genetics all support the idea that humans are the result of millions of years of evolution on Earth. The development of Homo sapiens, from early hominins to anatomically modern humans, is well documented through fossil evidence, comparative anatomy, and the study of DNA. The idea of extraterrestrial involvement in human evolution, while popular in certain circles, lacks concrete evidence. Most scientists argue that myths like the Anunnaki creation story are best understood as symbolic tales created by early human societies to explain the world around them. They are seen as metaphorical rather than literal accounts of humanity's origins. However, Silver's points about back pain, sunlight sensitivity, and childbirth difficulties, while interesting, can also be explained by natural evolutionary processes. For example, back pain. Humans' shift to bipedalism relatively late in evolutionary history explains the prevalence of back pain. Our skeletons are still adapting to the demands of walking upright, a process that has introduced new stresses on the spine. Sun sensitivity. Human populations that evolved in regions with high UV exposure, such as Africa, developed higher levels of melanin to protect against the sun. In contrast, populations in northern latitudes evolved lighter skin to better absorb vitamin D. These adaptations suggest that humans are well suited to Earth's diverse environments, though some populations may be more vulnerable to sun damage than others. Childbirth difficulties. The human brain's rapid growth in size compared to our ancestors has led to complications during childbirth, particularly as modern humans also evolved narrower pelvises for more efficient bipedal locomotion. This is another trade-off in evolutionary terms, not necessarily an indicator that humans are ill-suited to Earth. Could the Anunnaki myth be real? Although the Anunnaki myth is primarily regarded as an ancient religious or cultural narrative, the idea that it could be based on real extraterrestrial events has persisted in popular culture. Proponents of ancient astronaut theories suggest that myths from various cultures, such as the Anunnaki, the Nephilim in the Bible, or the gods of ancient Egypt and Greece, may all be rooted in ancient encounters with extraterrestrial beings. According to this view, these myths are not purely symbolic, but may contain kernels of truth about the involvement of extraterrestrial civilizations in human affairs. Myth as metaphor. Skeptics argue that ancient civilizations often use stories of gods and supernatural beings to explain natural phenomena, human origins, and the structure of the universe. The Anunnaki myth, in this interpretation, is a reflection of the Sumerians' attempt to make sense of their world using the religious and cultural frameworks available to them. The gods in these stories were projections of human concerns, ambitions and understandings, rather than literal beings from outer space. Astronomical knowledge. Some point to the Sumerians' advanced understanding of astronomy as evidence that they may have had contact with an advanced civilization. The Anunnaki myth could reflect this knowledge, with the gods being depicted as coming from the heavens because of the Sumerians' awareness of the stars and planets. While intriguing, this argument is not widely accepted in the scientific community, which attributes the Sumerians' knowledge to careful observation over many generations. Ancient myths and modern science, where do they meet? While the Anunnaki myth and Dr. Silver's theory might seem like fringe ideas, they raise interesting questions about the nature of human knowledge and how we understand our past. Throughout history, humans have sought explanations for their origins, often turning to mythology, religion, and now, in modern times, science. These alternative theories, whether based on myths or speculative science, reflect a deep-seated human desire to explore our place in the cosmos. One area where science and mythology meet is in the search for extraterrestrial life. The discovery of microbial life on Mars or another planet in the future would revolutionize our understanding of life in the universe and open up new possibilities for understanding human origins. While there is no evidence to support the idea that humans are from another planet, the ongoing search for extraterrestrial life could one day reveal that we are not alone in the universe. The possibility of ancient extraterrestrial contact, though unlikely from a scientific perspective, continues to captivate the imagination of millions. Books, movies, and television shows have explored this idea in countless ways, from 2001, A Space Odyssey to Ancient Aliens. Even though the mainstream scientific community does not support these ideas, the enduring popularity of such theories suggests that people are fascinated by the idea that our ancestors might have had contact with beings from beyond Earth. Dr. Ellis Silver's theory that humanity is not native to Earth provides a provocative alternative to mainstream evolutionary science. While many of his arguments are speculative and lack empirical support, they do challenge us to think critically about our origins. Similarly, the ancient Anunnaki creation myth, while rooted in Sumerian culture and religion, has inspired modern theories about extraterrestrial involvement in human history. Ultimately, both ideas, whether scientific or mythological, tap into a fundamental human curiosity about where we come from and whether we are truly alone in the universe. While current scientific evidence strongly supports the theory that humans evolved on Earth, the ongoing exploration of space, the discovery of new planets, and the search for extraterrestrial life may one day provide more concrete answers to these age-old questions. The intersection of Dr. Silver's theory and the Anunnaki myth reveals the deep human yearning for meaning and connection beyond our planet. Whether humanity is indeed from Earth or was seeded here by an advanced civilization remains a matter of speculation and debate, but it continues to inspire questions about our origins and our future among the stars.